The subtitle to your book is The Four Ends to Awakening, on the Path of Awakening. You talk about this in the book, but awakening to your true nature. Can we talk a little bit more about that and a little more about the path for awakening?
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I mean, because I've been teaching in this tradition of Zen, which is pretty kind of focused on the awakening experience. Meaning by that, where they call it Kensho, which means seeing reality or something like that. It's a sudden moment when the ordinary construction of experience somehow is interrupted. It may only be brief, but it is interrupted, and you sense that you're not really who you thought you were. You're not really separate from whatever. Somehow separation drops away, and sometimes you see sort of, well, my sense of self was nothing more than a story. Nothing more than a story. You sometimes see that, or you sometimes see that, this world of all these objects and things and experiences, in a certain way, it's somehow empty. It's not as solid as it appears to be. So it's a pretty strong kind of usually sudden experience. And it may be just a tiny glimpse, or it maybe feel more like an immersion, but so that's, usually, I think in many of these old traditions, that would be considered some glimpse of what awakening means. It means sort of waking up out of our ordinary construction, ordinary sense of things. But I like to think, because it's got this loving side to it, there's always a sense of, wow, I'm not as alone as I thought at all, So I think we get lots of little hints of that. In less dramatic ways that are just as valuable. Little, like you were saying, that moment when we realize thoughts are happening, yes, but I'm not them. They're not the proof of me. I'm just hanging out, and these things are pouring up, and that's a very important thing. And it doesn't have to be some cosmic, huge awakening experience, but so it is a really important shift. And so the whole book is arguing, yeah, there is this thing, awakening, and by the way, it's more like love than something else. It's not just nature, original nature. No, it's a real loving thing when you find it. But it's also like all along the way, there's these refuges or inns where we're greatly helped, that matter just as much.